Hi everyone, Chevy, Edisto Farms. Hope you're having a nice day. Today, we're part of having a homestead is fixing up our vehicles and getting that done so we have them in good shape because we can't always pay a mechanic for it. So we're working on my brother's truck. This is my brother Logan. This is a 1984 Chevy truck. So here's the fuel tank that we just pulled out with a jack and wood yesterday, and we gotta put another one in here, and we're gonna show you how we do that.
All right, so this is the frame member, all right, and this is a strap that holds the tank to the truck, all right. I'm gonna have to reuse these this week. I have the strap, but I don't have the frame member that I need, and I have to get that next week. But I need my truck this week and this Wednesday, so sometimes you just got to reuse even if you don't want to reuse it. Alright, so the way we're going to do this, the way we're going to reuse it, is this is called a die, this little device right here. And what we do with it is we use it to clean and recut the threads. So that way, when we put the new nuts and bolts on it, it doesn't give us a problem in the future. Alright? So basically, all it does is it comes in, it cuts new threads, it makes sure that it's nice and straight. You want to make sure you got the right die for the right job though, right? So this is a 7/16 bolt. So I have a 7/16 die, and it's got the correct thread pattern. You got to make sure it's got a correct thread pattern as well. All right. So basically, a die is just like a nut, right? It's got slight little blades in it that cuts through the rust and grime and so forth. Alright, and when you do this, you want to make sure you start it very slowly but very straight. You want to make sure it's nice and straight, because if it's not straight and you mess those threads up, you ain't going to be able to put any bolt on it, any nut on it whatsoever. Alright, so once you get it started, and you keep turning until it gets to where you can't turn it with your fingers. And in this case, I got a wrench to turn mine. Some people have specialty tools to turn theirs, but I don't. So I have a wrench to turn mine here. Alright, and we just flip the wrench over. And as you do this, you'll get a feel for it. And as it goes, you'll start to feel it get a little bit in a bind, and you just go back and forth. That'll let the metal particles that are caught in it, that'll let it fall out. Alright? And so basically you just go around and you go around until you get all the way to the bottom. That way it's nice and clean. Alright? And then once it's nice and clean, alright, so this is what I'm going to be doing to that one over there as well. And then once they're done, then we'll be mounting it to the tank. Alright, now that we got all the threads cleaned up, we got the straps back onto the frame members here. Alright, we got a insulator to keep it from rubbing against the tank too bad. Okay, all this strap does is it comes into this hole here, right? And as it comes through the back of the hole, we put a nut here. Okay, and we tighten it real tight. Alright? Once we tighten it real tight, it will tighten this strap down to the tank. That way the tank won't move as you're driving. It won't rub. It's just a safety feature. Then, once we get all that put in, but before we go to put nuts on things, alright, anti-seize. Because I will be the next guy to pull this apart, I'm going to put anti-seize on it. Because if you don't put anti-seize on these threads here, then what happens is they get in a bind so tight, you have to use an air wrench, you have to use a breaker bar. Sometimes you have to use a 3-foot breaker bar to break these things loose. It's not fun. So we're going to put anti-seize on it because I don't feel like using a 3-foot breaker bar to break these things loose. So once we get this on here, we're just going to slip it through, just like this one over here. Alright? And then we'd be good to go to mount it up on the truck. Put this back. We're going to put this together now. Just going to tighten this bolt hand tight, just get it started. Alright, once we get it started, make sure it starts straight. Alright, once it's started straight, we can let go. Alright, just let go. Lift it up a little bit more. Now, what we're going to do is, we're going to tighten this down with an air wrench. Alright? Tight, good, tight. That's good to go.
Set up here. Where we're gonna do this is we got a 3-ton jack here, which you don't need, but it helps, and we got a board. And so under this tank and cover, we got the board. We'll just line this up right here, because this is where the connections have to be. And we'll lift up the jack until we can connect the wires and stuff. Then, after we get it connected, we can finish it up. So, alright, so like we said, we're going to use this 3-ton jack. You don't need it, a 3-ton jack, but it helps. And we're going to lift it up. And when my brother says ho, I'm going to stop, let him make his connections. And that's what we're going to do. So, I'm just going to lift it up gently.
A little more. Ho there. Alright, so now that I'm under the truck here, Seamus has lifted this tank up for me just enough so I can make these connections here. As you can see, this is really, really clean in comparison to the rest. All you need to use is like a wire brush like this and just clean it up, because this is a ground wire. It needs to have a good connection to ground. Alright, and what we're also going to do here is we're going to put some dielectric grease right around this to help as well, to help keep it from making corrosion later on in its lifetime. Alright, once we get that done, then we're going to make the connection in the front. Alrighty, so we got our ground connected back here. Now we have to make our terminal connection on the top of the tank here. Alright, but before we do that, to prolong the life of this terminal, we're going to take some dielectric grease. Alright, we're going to put it in there. Alright, that way it prevents corrosion. And then we're just going to, where is it? Come on now, there you are. Alright, it's playing hide and seek with me. Alright, so now we're just going to make the connection. It's just a push on, so you just push it on and there you go. It's all done.
So we got our electrical connections now. Now we got to get our gas connections to it. So we're going to lift this up some more so we can get our gas connections in. So we're just going to raise it gently until it says to stop.
Keep going. Yep, keep it going, keep it going.
So we're just going to keep going.
Hold on a sec.
You got to hold on.
You got to get it lined up right under here. Yep. Focus on Seamus.
Not quite lined up.
Alright.
So you got to line it up.
Hold on.
Gently.
Alright, go ahead, go up. Stop for a sec. Go up.
So we just keep raising up until it says stop.
Are you pressing, Jim? Hold up for a minute. Now you got to be careful as you're doing this. You want to make sure you're not squeezing anything, pinching anything as you're going up, because you don't want to damage anything. So it's always good. This is why you have to have at least 2 people here. Alright? And it's going to be a little bit of a pain because, well, that's how every mechanic thing is. Alright, so hold up a minute. Let's get everything lined back up again. And we're going to lift it up a little bit more so I can get these lines connected. Right. Straightened up again. Got to lift it up and just make the connections. Go ahead and lift it up a little bit, Shayman. Keep going. Gently, keep going. A little bit more. A little more. Hold on a sec. Let me make sure we're not wedging anything. Alright. Hold on. One more second. Let's slip this. Let's try to slip this filler neck in.
Alright, you're in.
Alrighty, there. Now that that's lined up. Alright, we'll leave that there. We don't need to make the connection yet. Alright, we're going to leave that loose until we get this tank up in here. Alright, now we got to lift it up a little more. Wait 1 second. Let me fix this. Alright. Actually, that might be about right. Hold on. Now we gotta just, it's gonna be a pain in the butt, but we gotta get it nice and lined up, right?
4 neck came. Yeah.
It's alright. Just slip it up a little, up just a teeny tiny bit more.
Up the jack.
Yeah, the jack. Lift it up just a little more. Alright, stop. Oh, not quite. It's a little hard to get your hand up in here, but you can. You just, when there's a will, there's a way, you know. So you get your hand up in here and you just push these lines back on to where they go. Once you get those lines connected, then you just put your mounting bolts in.
So, now we got the tank connected, and last thing we got to do is drop down the neck, the forward echo. So
It's gonna go down there.
drop this on down, and all we really gotta do is that.
Now all you gotta do to connect the filler neck is you're gonna probably have to reach around back and give it a little wiggle to line up all the holes. Once you line the holes up and you get all of them started, you don't need anything. You don't need a ratchet any bigger than this because they're awfully small. Very easy. You just run them up, make sure they're nice. They have to be a little tight because you don't want everything to fall out. But once you get them tight,
I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and we will try to get you more videos in the future. I'm Chevy, Edisto.